Jesus. I mean, trust me, man.
It's your man H-Rap coming at you live and direct. Hey y'all, what's up, man? It's your man H-Rap. Impromptu, long gone, man. Got annoyed this morning. A lot of things on my mind. What you saw when I pulled up that previous screen, you saw what I call the Supreme Court. What I'm gonna do is, as I stated a couple of nights ago, I'm doing away with the conversation of Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is outdated concept. We can no longer use that terminology to talk about the greats because you cannot say for 100 years, these are the top 4 people. Just like if I asked you who the top 4 black people in the history of America, you couldn't come up with it. So what we're going to do is break it down in eras. We're going to call it the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is an ever-changing situation. Some people be on there a long time, some people be on there a short time. And that's why I showed you that Supreme Court, new conversation, new dialogue. We talking sports. We're not talking nonsense. Now, today I'm on because one of the greatest basketball players, man or woman, by the name of Cheryl Swoops, was let go of her position a few days ago. It's because she did put out a little misinformation, but if you are going to live in this clickbait universe, we're going to have to look at the information in its totality. We've been falling for the banana in the tailpipe for so long. We look at a piece of a clip and then let that dictate the entire thing. You see, like earlier today on Willie D Live, I saw a black man kiss his son in the mouth. He got out of the car. Everybody, oh man, that's gay. That's that. No. You have to understand you're not in America. That may be their culture. So do not judge something that you don't know the full extent of. I've seen little girls twerking, what we call twerking. And when those young ladies were twerking, that was part of their culture. Over here, we've perverted it and made it some negative. But in Africa, that's a ritual in order to identify which young men are adult enough or mature enough to not be overcome by their lower chakras or their lower part of their body. Not let the head behind the zipper control things, but let the head on your shoulders control things. So stop being foolish enough to dictate things in accordance to this wicked system in America to how they tell you to do it. Now, first and foremost, I want to say rest in peace to little homie Quan. He passed away today. Passed away a little while ago. No details out. I'm not gonna say it was drugs, it was this, it was going up. No, we don't have an autopsy. We're gonna respect the family out down in Atlanta, Georgia. We're gonna respect his children's mothers, sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, cousins, and parents. We're just gonna send peace and hope that God keeps his hands and uplifts that family. That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna jump into this scuttlebutt about, oh man, he shouldn't have, and they shouldn't, these young people. No, this young brother is no longer here. That's the problem. He is not with us anymore. He has transitioned to the other realm, and that's the problem. He's 34 years old. My son in 4 days will be 31. So just imagine a person who is a father seeing a person who is older or young enough to be his child is no longer here. Rest in peace to the homie Quan. Now, back to sports. A couple days ago, one of the greatest basketball players in the history of basketball was terminated because you people have allowed those people at those big networks in the universe to control how we think. We always have this conversation, and until the end of time, you will have the conversation of who is the best. First and foremost, as I said a couple nights ago, the greatest, I need you people to start looking words up. The greatest of all time is an individual. Kevin Durant is a GOAT. Michael Jordan is a GOAT. LeBron is a GOAT. Kobe is a GOAT. Kareem is a GOAT. Magic, no. If you are the greatest, what you are is the best ever. Muhammad Ali said, I am the greatest of all time. And even he had the intelligence to say, I said, I'm the greatest of all time in regards to heavyweights. And he turned around and said, Sugar Ray Robinson is the greatest boxer ever. See what I'm saying? See, you young dummies and you uninformed people and you highlight watchers, excuse me, you dummies, because I'm not going to attack my young people because I love young people. As a matter of fact, I love young people. Young people love me. People, demographics, I just checked them out the other day. People listen to me between 34 and 44. Shout out to the middle-aged people. Wow. But anyway, on the serious side, shout out to my listeners in South Africa and in Canada. I really appreciate y'all, man. You know, I ain't gonna do Sun City either. But on the serious side, man, this conversation is kind of stupid because look, I've watched y'all a lot. I've watched y'all allow this old Willem Dafoe Green Goblin off the Joker looking dude called Skip Bayless disrespect our young brother LeBron James. You don't have to like LeBron James. Guess what? Newsflash. I wasn't a Kobe Bryant fan. But ain't no way under God on God's green earth am I gonna be dumb enough to tell you that Kobe Bryant was one of the baddest dudes to ever lace up a pair of sneakers. I'm not gonna tell y'all that. But y'all set up this criteria about who's the greatest of all time. Y'all saying you got to win championships. You got to be a bad joker for a long period of time. You got to be unstoppable. You got to be this. And you lay it out. You got to have all defense, all offense, scoring titles, assist titles, championships. Y'all laid all this stuff out. And then you got dummies like Shady McCoy. I'm calling out names. Stephen A. Smith, of course, corporate man, shiny suit man out here. Shannon Sharp that flipped the script, and a bunch of other dudes who anointed this young lady, who is a damn good basketball player, the greatest of all time. I'm trying to understand. And Jordan is the greatest of all time, even though he don't have as many as Kareem. But I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna throw y'all a bone. Jordan is not the greatest of all time because he's the greatest of all time and not Bill Russell. I'm gonna throw y'all that bone. I'm gonna help y'all out. He's the greatest of all time because this is the modern NBA. This is post-merger. Let's do it that way. This is post-merger Michael Jordan. Okay, cool. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. But what I want to understand is this. If Michael Jordan is the GOAT because he has the most championships, I didn't turn on that buffer thing. My bad. If Michael Jordan is the GOAT because he won more championships since the merger, cool. And his impact on the game, how do you introduce this young lady, Caitlin Clark, without dribbling a basketball? Is she doing very well at this moment? Indeed, she is. Did she have the rookie hiccups as most rookies do? Indeed, she did. But you dummies have anointed her one of the greats after one season. I'm going to bring this to y'all attention. This is one dude, 6'10". He was the next Magic Johnson. He was the rookie of the year. He has made a few all NBA teams. He has made some all-star teams. He's supposed to be the best thing smoking. His name is one Ben Simmons. When last time y'all heard his name? You haven't. And the reason you haven't is he fizzled out after 2 years. So you cannot, I will not, I cannot, and you should not put anybody in the greatest of all time conversation until their career is almost over or actually complete. I would even say, I would go as far as to say complete. Y'all are allowing these people to tell y'all what to see, hear, and think. This is ridiculous. All I know is this. I've been watching sports for a very long time. I've been watching women's basketball since the 80s. And I have seen some of the greatest women basketball players in the history of the game. People love to put our sister Cheryl Miller up there. She's one of the greatest college basketball players ever. Y'all just skip over Cynthia Cooper. Y'all just skip over her. Y'all don't talk about Shamika Holdsclaw. Y'all don't talk about Candace Parker. Y'all don't talk about Cheryl Swoops enough. Y'all don't talk about Sue Bird. Y'all don't talk about Donna Taurasi. And the person who I think in regards to women's basketball is the greatest basketball player ever, is one Maya Moore. Y'all don't even talk about her anymore. But y'all allow, oh, she brought this to the league. No, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. This entire rookie class. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I want to say what's up to the people in the chat room. I got my man Jungle Boy, I got my man Big Mo, I got my man Patah, and everybody in the background. Listen, thank you, thank you, thank you. But this is what we talking about, y'all. We can no longer sit around and look at these people and say, you are the greatest because because you helped the league come along. Yeah, no, you can just be a great rookie. Stephen A. Smith, you out here arguing Cheryl Swoops as usual, half cocked, shooting off your mouth, showing off your entire brain with your poor intellect and your lack of information. That's it. That's all. Anytime, oh, she the greatest shooter I've ever seen. Well, you don't watch a lot of women's basketball. So what does that mean? Simone Biles is the shortest gymnast I've ever seen. I don't know any other gymnast. I just started watching the gymnasts and identifying the gymnasts when Dominique Dawes came in the 80s and the other young ladies, the other two sisters in the mid 90s, and Gabby Douglas and Simone Biles. I'm the only 4 or 5 I know. So I'm not gonna sit here and act as if because I watched the last 2 Olympics and I seen these sisters get down, I know anything about gymnastics. I don't know anything about gymnastics. I'm learning as I go. But when you a dummy like Stephen A. Smith, you go along to get along. You go along with the script. See, Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless have perverted, or I'm gonna say perverted because the R word is no longer allowed. They've perverted the world of sports. We no longer can have conversation about actual factual things. We're gonna talk about your opinion. Your opinion means nothing if you can't back up what you're saying. It's not about swaying someone into your line of thinking. It's about presenting facts and making them fit what your argument is. That's it. Nobody's trying to sway you. But when you out here calling women out, challenging their knowledge of this game, and you have very little knowledge of the game, much like our sister Monica McNutt pointed out. What is Altier? Thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it, man. Always good to see you. Good to see new people. Good to see. Please hit that subscribe button. Subscribe and share. Thank you. But we can't go along with this stuff anymore. This is why you got a whole nation of people hating LeBron James. Well, I wasn't a Kobe fan. You know what I like to do? Root against Kobe and see if he can make me wrong. I wasn't out here talking about what he couldn't do. Kobe Bryant had handle. Kobe Bryant had a shot. Kobe Bryant played defense. Kobe Bryant passed when he wanted to. But at the end of the day, Kobe Bryant was wildly entertaining. LeBron James, whether you like him or not, I am a fan. I like facilitators, Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson, Grant Hill, Scottie Pippen, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Johnson, so forth and so on, Tim Hardaway. I like facilitators. So I lean towards those guys. That's why I'm not a big Kobe fan, Michael Jordan fan, and volume Tracy McGrady fan and volume shoes. Give me Penny. Give me those dudes. Those are dudes I like. So that's where my money went. But I wasn't dumb enough to be rooting against people and tearing them down for my own personal arguments. And we've allowed the love and hip hop and housewives mentality to seep into sports. You got men emotional about games. We argue, yelling, and screaming each other in the barbershop at the homie's house while we watching the football games, stuff like that. But it's always based on fact. These are the criteria. You cannot change the criteria to fit your opinion. You cannot go after people knowing that the corporate entities will attack her because you put a spotlight on her, Mr. Smith, and you need to be called out for it. You need to be called out for it. People like you and your men, Club Shannon Sharp, you called out Monica McNutt the other day on your nightcap show. I don't like that, man. That's sucker stuff, man. You're a sucker for that. Because you know once you put the spotlight on these people, what's going to happen. I got my girl Denise Milk Cookies in the building. Good to see you, man. It's good to see you. And if anybody got anything to the contrary of what I'm saying, please tap in. Tap in. Let me see what you have to say. But all I'm saying is this. This is ridiculous. You out here causing people to lose their jobs because she called you the coward that you are. Nobody's going to call Stephen A. Smith out about this. He's become insanely unbearable, arrogant. He's always been ignorant. He's always been uninformed, and he struts around like a rooster or a peacock or something like that. And he is uninformed about the things that he's talking about on a regular basis. I'm sick and tired of it. I've been saying it for more than a decade. I've been saying it on these ads for about 6 years. Stephen A. Smith is not what's up. Stephen A. Smith is not what's up, and we need to call him out, just like our brother Marlon Wayne. Salute to Marlon Wayans, who was on Club Shay Shay yesterday. Guess what? DJ Vlad, you called him out and said he wasn't worth anything and he don't get views. Guess what? Marlon Wayans in a 24-hour period did 1 million clicks on that Club Shay Shay interview, and then they broke it down, so he gonna get even more clicks off of it. So Vlad, again, we need to start calling these people out who putting people in positions to lose their places of employment. Is Cheryl Swooper gonna starve? I doubt it. She the first woman in the WNBA to have her own signature shoe. She's a multiple-time champion, multiple-time MVP, scoring champion, finals MVP, the whole nine. She fills the bill. That's what you call the greatest of all time. You cannot put the crown on somebody's head who hadn't even dribbled a basketball in the National Basketball Association for Women. It's easy to go back and forth and say what is and what is not. That's cool. I understand. I get it. Y'all want to play games. Y'all want to pretend that we not seeing, I'm going to believe you are not my lying eyes. You want to show highlights. Look, the last time I checked again, I'm going to continue to hammer this point home. You told me that you have to have impact on the game. You have to dominate in scoring. You have to be a rebound. You have to be an assist guy. You have to play defense. And you have to uplift your teammates to be the GOAT. Okay, I have no problem with that. If you do all those things, you are the GOAT. They were calling this lady the GOAT before she dribbled one basketball. Or she bring her fans with her. Guess what? So what? We were watching this game. Guess who wasn't? ESPN didn't have a spotlight on it. CBS Sports didn't have a spotlight on it. Y'all stood around and waited for people to tell y'all to watch the WNBA. I saw this coming a while ago when Dawn Staley, who really put the WNBA on the map, because when Dawn Staley became a woman who was dominating college basketball and winning multiple championships, started coming about, people started paying attention to the W. That's the reality of the situation. The history don't tell no lies. People do. History does not tell lies. Man lie, numbers lie, people lie, history won't. The stories will be told. And I'm sick and tired of us allowing the Stephen A. Smiths of the world and all these talking heads who probably couldn't dribble, catch, run, or throw, or even some of them like Rashad McCants and Brandon Jennings, who overvalue their abilities and overvalue themselves, who talk about who, instead of having a cogent, clear, and understanding conversation, you just hate because you're too ignorant to look in the past. You got people sitting up on television in front of the world making foolish statements like, I've never watched that, but let me give you my opinion on that. Anthony Edwards, you should be ashamed of yourself. I haven't watched you play. So I don't know if you're the next Jordan or not. But I'm not going to say what you're not. We have to get away from this foolishness, man. We can no longer buy into this dumb stuff. Oh, man, this and oh, man, that. And with nothing to back up or substantiate your opinions. Your opinions, you're right. That's my opinion. But your opinion is only as valid as you can show it to be. You show the proof of where you got your opinion. I cannot make it my opinion that I'm 7 foot tall because I'm 5'10", because the facts will show me I'm 5 foot 10 inches tall. That's it. That's all. I am not 7 feet tall. I can want that to be my height. I could request that my height, and I can even say that's my opinion. That's the way I see it. But when we pull out the actual metrics, when we use the math that we use to measure things, guess what? I'm 5'10". So you can give your opinion, but when people challenge your opinion, don't do things to be hyperbolic and knowing you will put people's position, put people's livelihood in the position they hold in jeopardy. People, I've had conversations with, well, they don't think he's that powerful. I think he's that. He's not that powerful. But guess what? If I'm coward enough to put the spotlight on you, knowing that you've made a mistake, guess what? that means it's a problem. If we are having that mistake, it's gonna be a problem, because when somebody makes a mistake and you put the spotlight on them, you make it so the corporate entities have to do something. And that's what Mr. Smith did with our sister Cheryl Swoops. He should pay for that mistake. We should make him pay for that mistake. This is ridiculous, brothers and sisters, ladies, gentlemen, haters, and bitter friends. This is ridiculous. We can no longer allow the Stephen A. Smiths, the Skip Baylesses, and other people of that nature to excoriate the people unnecessarily. Because guess what? Their reputation, their livelihood, and their ability to earn is on the line. Am I saying overlook the flaws of whatever's going on? No, I'm not. But what I am saying is this. We as a sports family, we as Black folks, we as human beings on the planet Earth, call a strike, and a ball. That's all I'm saying. I'm tired of the foolishness, the tomfoolery. We want to argue about things with nothing to back up our argument. I'm not going to argue with you again that I'm 7 feet tall, because the facts show that I'm not. But what I will argue you with is this guy is good and this is what made him good. I'll allow you to set the rules. These are the rules. Now, we're going to stay in the parameters of those rules, or we're going to shut up and keep it moving. Period. As usual, it's your man H-Route. I'll be back shortly. Anytime something gets on my nerves, I'm powering up and I'm taking off. See you the next time. I can guarantee you I'll be on. It's every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for Build and Destroy, where I attempt to build up the community and destroy the lies and propaganda around the community. But with that being said, 2 fingers, 1 word, it's your man H-Route. I'm out.
Jesus. I mean, trust me, man.